narcissist veneer versus the narcissist's facade. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. One of the common things that is spoken about in relation to the narcissist is the concept of the narcissist's mask. The mask that is worn by the narcissist, which hides what the narcissist is really like. The mask that shows a particular image to certain people. The mask that is interchangeable dependent upon circumstances. The mask that might crack or might slip. Whilst it's certainly accurate to talk about the use or, in effect, the wearing of a mask by a narcissist, the mask of the narcissist is actually a rather broad concept that requires a more detailed breakdown. Because whilst there are different types of mask, the operation of this mask is noted by virtue of two distinct applications, and that is the veneer and the facade. Central to understanding the concept of this mask are these two interrelated yet distinct concepts, the veneer and the facade. These are not mere synonyms for a mask, but they are specialized tools in the narcissist's arsenal, each serving unique purposes in different relational contexts. The veneer operates on an intimate, one-on-one level, while the facade encompasses a broader social construct. Understanding their differences is crucial for victims to enable you to recognize manipulation, to escape entanglement, and to achieve freedom. The veneer represents, in effect, a superficial, personalized form of charm that's deployed in direct individual interactions, especially in relation to the intimate partner primary source. It's a thin, glossy coating designed to allure and ensnare the specific target, and it masks the narcissist's true absence of emotional empathy. It is redolent of the necessity of the pursuit of the prime aims. You see, what is shown to you individually isn't the facade, but it's actually the veneer of the interaction between the narcissist and one other person. This veneer manifests as an artifice of love, respectability, kindness, caring, compassion, humour, entertainment, and is particularly present during the idealization, the seduction phase of a relationship, where the narcissist mirrors the victim's desires to create an illusion of soulmate connection. The narcissist showers the partner with compliments, gifts, attentive listening, projecting an idealized self that aligns perfectly with the victim's emotional needs. This, as you know, is not genuine emotional empathy, but is an instinctive ploy utilized by the narcissism to assert control and draw fuel. The purpose of the veneer is multifaceted, but centers on immediate control and fuel extraction from this single appliance. It allows the narcissist to draw you, the target, into a dependency cycle, where the victim's positive responses provide potent positive fuel. But this veneer is actually quite fragile and can crack under pressure. And as a consequence of this, early challenge might cause what people call mask slips, where the veneer isn't as good at keeping the devaluing behaviours under bay. It might be, for instance, that provocative behaviours come to the fore, or entitled behaviours without restraint ordinarily that's seen, become apparent. There may, for instance, in a private argument, be the slipping of the veneer where the narcissist starts to blame shift, showing a lack of true accountability. The veneer lacks the broader structural support of social norms. It's tailored to the individual dynamic, making it easier for the narcissist to test boundaries or exert dominance without immediate external consequences. Thus, for instance, a lesser narcissist operates a veneer whereby the rage and the belligerence and the bombastic nature of their behaviours aren't seen. This isn't a facade because it's not shown to the outside world. It's a veneer because it's shown to you as an individual. All narcissists operate with a veneer, but they're particularly relied upon by lesser and mid-range narcissists in romantic and familial entanglements. For instance, a lower mid-range narcissist might use a veneer of victimhood, portraying themselves as misunderstood to elicit sympathy from the target. An upper mid-range type employs a more sophisticated veneer of, say, intellectual superiority to dominate conversations. Regardless of subschool of narcissist, the veneer serves the prime aims as always, the pursuit of control, fuel, character traits and residual benefits, by creating an intimate bond through the use of this veneer to blind you to the red flags. It can be the case that the victim will also be duped to recall the veneer in a fond way during hoovering at a later juncture, mistaking the return of the veneer for genuine change, only to then face further devaluation. The veneer is keeping a lid on what lurks beneath. In some instances, it might be described as the mask that keeps the monster from being seen. Whatever form it takes, kindness, attentiveness, loving, affection, humour, charm, the veneer is utilised in a one-on-one scenario. All narcissists operate a veneer. By contrast, the facade is a more robust collective construct built through interactions with a wider network of secondary and tertiary sources, such as friends, colleagues, family members, or community figures. It's not a one-off application for a one-on-one interaction, but it is a sustained public persona that projects things such as benevolence, success, or uprightedness to garner admiration and protection from exposure. The facade is created as a consequence of interactions with a much, much wider range of appliances. Unlike the veneer, which is intimate and ephemeral, the facade could be a facade of superiority, a pillar of being a pillar of the community by being helpful, caring, decent, and an outstanding and upright citizen. It can manifest in curated social media posts, charitable acts, being active at a school in relation to looking after the children, through professional networking, where the narcissist also appears as a model citizen. It could be the portrayal of a devoted family man posting love pics online, whilst, of course, behind the scenes, devaluing that partner. The facade's primary purpose includes triangulation with that facade, the hiding of exposure, the ability to control, fuel amplification. Triangulation involves leveraging secondary sources for the purposes of isolating the primary victim. For example, when a devalued intimate partner primary source complains of abuse, the presence of facade management, which takes place by mid-range and greater narcissist, ensures that other appliances view the narcissist as kind and caring, thus making the victim seem unreasonable. It leads to the victim querying, are they perhaps the problem? The presence of the facade also defends against threats to control, such as legal or social repercussions, by rallying the coterie, who reinforce the narcissist's narrative. Positive fuel also flows from the members of the facade through praise and support, sustaining the narcissist's grandiosity. Mid-range narcissists put a lot of effort into the preservation of the facade, breaking it only if the prime aims demand it, for instance, where there is an extreme threat to control or a fuel shortage. There are lots of examples of the presence of the facade: a narcissist volunteering at community events to build a helpful facade, utilisation of the facade of being an active member of the church to smear an ex-partner as unstable. In workplace settings, it could be a facade of reliability, it could be a facade of being a reliable member of the team, it could be a facade of somebody that undertakes a lot of charitable work. There are many different facades. The key differences between veneer and facade lie in scope, durability and application. Scope-wise, the veneer is micro-level, a one-to-one interaction tailored to seduce or control one person, while the facade is macro, emerging from a web of relationships to project a societal image. There is the distinction between the veneer, in which it is used in a one-on-one interaction, and the facade, which is created as a consequence of interactions with a much, much wider range of appliances. Durability follows. The veneer is thin and can crack easily, for instance during private heated ignitions of fury, revealing what's beneath to the intimate partner, whereas the facade is generally much thicker and is maintained through consistent public performances and repaired if damaged. Applications differ also. The veneer focuses on intimate fuel extraction and control, often during golden periods, while the facade enables triangulation and broader fuel harvesting, persisting across devaluation phases. These layers can and often interact synergistically. For instance, the veneer shown to a partner might also align with the facade presented to their shared social circle, creating a seamless illusion until devaluation exposes inconsistencies. It can be the case that a victim will contribute to the facade by hiding abuse to avoid embarrassment and thus inadvertently strengthen it. This interplay explains why narcissists seem like a different person, shifting from golden, veneer heavy, to dark, veneer cracked, to stranger settings, facade maintain neutrality. For victims, grasping this distinction is empowering. Recognizing the veneer as a seduction tool aids in dealing with hoovering, while exposing the facade through no contact and evidence sharing then can dismantle the narcissist support network. Ultimately, both the veneer and the facade stem from the narcissist's subconscious drive to ensure that the prime aims are achieved. The veneer and the facade are masterful illustrations of narcissistic duality. The veneer as an intimate lure, fragile yet potent. The facade as a societal shield, enduring and expansive. Their differences underscore the narcissist's compartmentalized world, where personal charm serves conquest and public image ensures survival. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.